All right, everyone, welcome. I hope everyone is having a fantastic night. If you are here, then you should know that this is Zenith Online Racing, and this is our Season 7 preview show. I am Puff Digital. I will be the host for this evening. Joining me are RC7, Fuzz, who's just going to sit there silently, and
Shit, I was on mute.
what
Sorry. Hi.
and Mr. Joshua as well.
Good evening.
Are you guys? Yes, of course.
Say something. What?
About what?
How did I make a mistake? I was on mute. That's not a mistake.
A good start, yeah, for Fuzz.
I'm eating popcorn. Do you really want to hear me chew caramel popcorn right now?
I told you
You think our drivers need that?
I told you weren't allowed to eat on stream. Literally 2 minutes ago.
Nobody sent me.
All right, well,
Letter
Fuzz
and
will
pop.
be quietly eating popcorn in the background. That's fine. I've got two other fantastic hosts with me. As I said, this is our Season 7 preview. Quick rundown of kind of what we're going to be going through. We're going to start with the teams and the car selection. So we're going to go through each tiers, obviously one by one. We'll start with Tier 1, then Tier 2, and end with Tier 3. We'll review rather who's teamed with who and which car they're in. And then from there, we'll jump into find out which tracks were eliminated for the upcoming season. Because following that, we're going to do our calendar reveal. I'm sure that's kind of what everyone's really looking forward to here. But it should be fun. And yeah, without further ado, I think we can jump right into this here. We'll start with Tier 1. Hopefully we've got everyone in the chat.
I wonder who my teammate's gonna be.
There is
I
a
didn't get to
lot of
pick.
excitement, I'm sure. So we're going to
I'm
go
sure
through in
nobody picked
alphabetical order. No real reason for that aside from, I don't know, the alphabet's good. It's fun to follow. So we'll start first, the Alfa Romeo team. RC, show us who's who.
Spain. Oh no, that's later.
That's later. So our first team here, we have IRT_Rex. He will be teamed with No Mercy in the Alfa Romeo car. Seeing as I've got a couple past Tier 1 drivers in this chat, how do you feel about that team?
I think for any team in Tier 1, I mean, any team has a chance the way it's gotten to go. As seasons have gone over the past few years, I think any team has a chance these days.
Do you think these guys will be particularly strong? I mean, Rex, I think, finished, was it second in the championship last season?
Also would be strong.
No Mercy also was coming on towards the end, showing great pace. I think he had great quality pace, just needs to work on keeping it on the track. But I think a pretty solid team so far. I don't know if they'll be in the running for the constructors. We'll have to find out what other teams there is. But we'll move on. Next, we have Alpha Tauri, filled by Beck and EVG_Motaru, also known as Hayden, in case you guys aren't familiar with the name as of yet. But a solid team again. I mean, Beck, we know, has pace. Will be interesting to see how many races he can finish. This season. Crickets again. I don't know.
I'm just no RC who threatened me at the start of the stream that don't say anything mean, so I'm just gonna stay quiet.
Just gonna stay quiet. It's a good lesson, right? If you don't have
Yeah.
anything nice to
Anything
say.
nice to say? No, yeah. I'm setting examples left and right. Like people should learn from me.
I'm sorry, Beck. I'm gonna go under. I think 50% is a bit too high, but prove me wrong. You know, maybe that's the motivation you need. Hayden as well, he'll need to work, I think, a bit this season on keeping it on the track a bit. Obviously, though, again, I mean, in terms of just raw pace, Alpha Tauri should be strong, but we'll have to see how they can manage their racecraft. Simon G says someone is muted. I'm going to assume that is RC.
What do you mean
You guys
ZOR
wanna-
is
Can you
your
guys hear
sound not being
Fuzz
wrong?
and Josh?
Yep, I'm here yet.
Can the chat hear them? We'll wait and see.
Yeah, can
But
everyone,
anyways,
can you confirm you can hear all four of us? There's four of us on the stream. There's RC, Puff, Josh, and me.
okay. Seems to be RC. Well, he can work in the background while he tries to solve that. We'll move on though.
Yeah, everyone's saying there's no audio.
Yeah.
Can you hear us now? Can anybody hear me?
You guys hear us now?
Yeah, can you guys hear us?
Hello?
Esports for the dead stream. Fuck off.
They're back. Okay, RC, whatever you did, you fixed it. You broke it and then you fixed it. I think we're gonna have to go without RC's voice.
I said some really nice things about Packer and Maverick. Just RC just made sure nobody heard it. So I'm just gonna put that out
Yeah,
there.
lost.
But I was done dirty.
Fuzz was just saying the nicest things. Do we think they
I
can
was.
repeat? That's the main question here. Do we think they can repeat?
I mean,
They'll be
maybe.
top
Everyone-
for sure. I think there's a couple other teams that could give them a run for their money that are still coming up here, but I'm predicting top 3 for sure.
That'll be their challenge. I mean, obviously, I think both drivers are going to look to potentially win the driver's title, but I think, yeah, the two of them combined definitely have a shot. We'll move on now to the Aston Martin team.
Janet and
And
T
we
Money.
have-
Janet with the big, like, he abandoned back. Big teammate change. Big news.
Yeah, mugged them off. I'm stunned. They came so close to winning the constructors, and I guess Jim just it wasn't enough. And so he's moved on. He's looked for a bit of consistency. I think T Money finished 6th in the standings last year, so he'll be looking to hopefully replicate, if not improve on that. And Jinnit, obviously, our Tier 1 champion last season, hoping to, I'd assume, defend that title. What do we think? Does he have a good chance?
He doesn't turn on ABS.
What do you think, Josh?
I mean, if he keeps the ABS on, he was definitely keeping up with Packer. I think sharpshooter is going to be a tough one as well too, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think Sharpshooter is showing a lot of pace towards the end of the season when he joined with us. Obviously, he'll be full time, so he'll be a contender for sure. But yeah, Jin looking to repeat. All the best of luck to him in that. We'll move on now to the Ferrari team. And there we go, Puff Digital and Fuzz. I don't know how we got the Ferrari. I am just thrilled to be driving the Ferrari this season. It's going to be fantastic. Surely we can't do worse than the Ferraris last year. And I think Ferrari has to be constructors' favorite.
I mean,
and
There's
probably a
literally
1-2 finish in the
zero doubt.
drivers too.
There's literally zero doubt in my mind that we are favorites for constructors.
Yeah, I think the two of us combined are just pretty much unstoppable. You know, string of bad luck really cost us last season, but I think this is
Look
our
at the
year. The
look at the
boo-boos
hate in the chat. Look
What
at
is
the hate in the
going
chat.
on? I can't believe this.
It's like Hamilton and Rosberg getting hate just because they hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really have to spend too much time on that. We know what our expectations are. I think, championship or bust. That's just the Ferrari motto. Got a big
That's all,
budget.
yeah.
Car should be strong next season, so looking forward to it. Move
Yeah,
on now to the Haas team. Go on. What
Ferrari
were you gonna
strategically
say?
finished last season to get more aero time, and then signed two actually good drivers.
Replace both
But
their
yeah, let's
drivers.
move
Yeah.
on.
In the Haas team, we have that one Porty dude and a new tier one driver, Rockstar Devanker, being promoted from tier 2. So out of our list so far, this is our first new tier 1 driver. The Haas team have a pretty solid pair. I called out Beck earlier for his amount of DNFs, and I think Porty should be mentioned in there. I don't want to, again, throw too much shade, but he showed great pace on certain tracks and a lot of DNFs. So he'll definitely be looking to improve that. What are your guys' first impressions? How do you think Rockstar is going to fare? First season in tier 1. I don't know how much you caught of him in tier 2, but does seem to have quite a bit of pace.
He's quicker than Adri, isn't he?
Ooh, is he? We're gonna find out, I guess, this season.
Yeah, I didn't see too much of him. So yeah, I don't know too much about him.
So P5 in the tier 2 championship. Had a great showing in the preseason testing with his time trial times and his eval races. So it'll be interesting. We'll see if he's consistently fighting for points, maybe a bit higher up the grid. There's a lot of adjustments kind of when you move tiers and you're not as familiar, I suppose, with the drivers you've been racing against. So good luck, obviously, to him and to that one Porty dude, the Haas team. Hopefully can improve on where they were last season. I think they were one of the bottom teams, so they'll be looking to improve. We'll move on now to McLaren. And in the McLaren team, we have Scavney and our very own Mr. Joshua. Josh, take the lead on this. What are McLaren's expectations?
To beat Ferrari, that's what our expectations are. So, well, no, I know Scavney shows up quite a bit. No offense to Doth, I know he got a little slammed here at work this year, but he wasn't always able to make it last year, which I think kind of helped you guys beat us last year in the standings. But it is what it is. I think Scavney will be there. I'm usually there. So
I feel like it was more helpful when Doth did show up. It was easy points.
You make sure you let him know that. So. But that's the McLaren. I mean, McLaren, Scavney, and I both run full no assist, no line, no ABS, no nothing. So that'll be the team to watch out for there.
Yeah, full no assist team. Yeah, Bobby mentioned that as well. So it should be a strong team. I mean, Scavney was, again, super consistent. I think he was 7th, just right above me in the standings there. So yeah, you could use a bit of consistency. That Doth wasn't able to provide last season. It should be good though. I doubt you're going to beat Ferrari. I mean, that's a pretty bold expectations, but you never know. I mean, crazy things have happened. It's hard to say. We'll move on to the Mercedes team. And some familiar teammates. They were both teamed up last season in the AlphaTauri car, and we have Goofy Gibbon and Bushy Baboon back again as teammates in the Mercedes. Consistency sometimes, is key.
Minus celebrities.
Minor celebrities, yes, as we saw. Thanks to Grim posting that in the Discord. So we do have a bit of celebrities. Works well at Mercedes.
Yeah.
I think Goofy Gibbon was 4th last season, top 5. So a really strong first season in his first season, both of them in their first seasons with us at ZOR. And then Bushy Baboon, I think, was a bit towards the back of the grid. He'll be looking to improve. get some consistency and hopefully score some points. So nice to see them back again and also teamed up again. You like to see that consistency. And yeah, just a matter of seeing how well they can do in the season. What do you guys expect from them?
The same, more of the same, I guess. I think like I said, they're pretty consistent. I think they constantly keep getting points, so I would expect them to keep up with that. Like, they're like the type of people, because they're kind of like T-Money or like Gasly in real life. They're just always there in like fifth or sixth place at the minimum. So
Yep, Goofy
Yeah.
got P5 in the on the drivers' championship, so I mean he keeps that consistency up. Gets a few more podiums. Who knows where he could challenge?
I'm sure they have their sights set on Ferrari as well. And the
we are the
constructors,
team to beat.
we are the team to beat. There's no glory unless you beat Ferrari. We'll move on, though. We'll move to Red Bull, who had a fantastic season last year. It's going to be tough to replace the Red Bull drivers from last season. Expectations are high here. But we have two of the PWR boys. We have Fusions and Sharpshooter. Still not sure what PWR stands for. I was told once it was PowerPoint, so I've just been sticking with that. You guys can correct me in the chat. Go ahead. But they should be a pretty rapid team. I think, it's hard to predict a champion prior to the season, but I think Sharpshooter has to be one of the favorites here. I don't know about you guys.
I would agree. I think Sharpshooter's probably the front runner at the pace he's shown so far. Nothing against some past champions and Packer or Jinnit or myself or Puff, but I just think Sharpshooter's got the most pace at this point. And obviously, a long season, things can change, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I don't know. You just see some of the times he can post. I mean, from his time trials, and yeah, I think he's a safe bet. I don't know what the odds would be. Bigger for the odds. But and then teamed up with Fusions, who I'm sure is just looking forward to being carried again all season long.
Get wrecked.
Always like to talk big in the Discord, even though I think he finished like 10th or something. So I don't know. He'll be looking to improve. We'll see. He's moved on to the wheel actually, so we'll see how that adjustment goes for him. But yeah, 10th last season. I'm sure hoping to move a bit up the standings, but we'll have to see. And finally, we have one last team. I don't know if you guys can figure out who it is, but we'll do it anyways.
It's Richard Curry.
We have two brand new tier 1 drivers. They've been put in the bottom team, rightfully so. We have Adri and we have RC7. It's a shame RC's muted. I'd like to get his thoughts on this, but yes, I guess, yeah, taking over for Packer and Maverick. That's quite a downgrade, honestly. Wow. Williams in shambles.
Yeah, tier 2. We won a tier 2 championship. Leeds United doesn't go to the Premier League and be like, oh, we're going to win the title because Division 2.
So they are the two constructors champions from last year. Obviously, Adri was the tier 2 drivers champion. So yeah, it should be exciting. I'm honestly glad to have them back. It gives us another team to trash talk and another team that Ferrari should easily beat. So Josh, Fuzz, what do you guys think?
Just one of the 9 we're going to easily beat, just like I said. No doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind favorites of the title. So.
I also think we're getting to the point where the top of tier 2 could also be placed in tier 1 with the amount of drivers that we have too. So you're kind of starting to see that trickle in with the people kind of going from tier 2 to tier 1 and a little bit of vice versa as well. I think top of tier 2, tier 1 are all getting to be a consistent pace. So I think it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, it was very difficult this year sorting all the tiers. I mean, there's a lot of overlap between the top and bottom of tier 1 and tier 2, like you said, and similar between tier 2 and tier 3. I think, I don't know, we stayed every season, but I think just, we continue to get more and more competitive top to bottom in each of our grids, which is kind of what we're all looking for. Yeah, reserves now in each tier as well, which is obviously nice to see. I'm sure you guys are probably wondering, where is Doth? The biggest omission. Honestly, tragic news. He could not commit to the season. So he will be a reserve driver. So hopefully we'll still be able to see Doth on track, hopefully whenever he's free. But yeah, shout out to Doth. Unable to join us here for the live stream either. Just working constantly. So yeah. And then we have a few other reserves. We'll announce those after the stream. But yeah, there is our tier 1 teams and roster in full. So any final thoughts before we move on to tier 2, guys?
No, let's get going through the tier 2, tier 3 rosters. I think.
Yeah, let's kind of hurry up a bit.
Yep, and that way
All
we can
right.
get to the schedule.
Let's move on. So here we go. Tier 3 again, alphabetical order. We'll start with Alfa Romeo. We'll find out who is in the Alfa Romeo. So the first team there, 2 drivers brand new to Tier 2 itself. 1 driver brand new to Zenith Online Racing. We have I'm Sutton. We have Dalton N26. So a lot of unknowns in the Alfa Romeo team in Tier 2. Not quite sure what they'll be able to accomplish. But, I mean, both, again, pretty impressive with their time trial times and their eval races. So I see no reason why they can't be competitive.
Totally agree.
Everyone's telling us to go faster. All right, we'll rip through these then. You guys won't get your little
Yep, just
personal
that works.
quotes.
Rip through them.
We'll rip through them. Everyone just wants to see the damn calendar. It's the kids these days, they have no patience, honestly. Can't appreciate the theatrics. That's all right. We'll move on to the AlphaTauri team. Again, 2 brand new drivers to Tier 2. We have TTV_Slasher 720. We have Brian Scott 513. Where's that S13? Sorry. Brian, brand new to Zenith Online Racing, and TTV Slasher was Tier 3 driver last season, getting promoted. So again, don't want to add too much. I like the excitement of seeing new drivers, kind of figuring out how they fit into the standings. Sort of how they get along with everyone in the tier, things like that. But I think Slasher showed he was pretty quick towards the end of Tier 3. Just lacking a bit of that consistency, but I'm sure he'll be able to score a good haul of points. And Brian, an unknown, but hopefully will be a strong showing from him in his first season. Now we have people saying, say nice things. Take your time. See? Not because they all want to be complimented. Once we've passed their name, then they're like, speed up. I see how it is. But yeah, again, 2 brand new teams, Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri. So a lot of unknown for those. We'll move on to the Alpine. There we go. Bobby Tava in the French team. I don't know if he did that deliberately. Maybe he can give us some French in the chat. Returning full-time this season, which is awesome to see. Last season, I think he said he was coaching football or something like that. So good to see him back. Obviously, he was with us towards the end of season 2, I think, in all the races. Bobby, though, notorious for crashing in the race. So hopefully he'll be able to work on that, get some consistency, because I think just in terms of pace, he's definitely got the potential to fight for podiums. And solid points. No, it all comes back around. Yes. And then teamed up with him, we have Team B7 Racing, a reserve for us last season, now getting a full-time seat. A little off the pace, but I mean, again, massive improvement. Super respectful. Never really getting in the way of other drivers. Managed to score some points just by keeping it clean and keeping it on the road. So, over time, the pace will come, and then we'll see him, I think at least, again, being able to score points the odd race here and there. What are you guys' thoughts on the Alpine team?
I think they'll be good.
Good thought.
Do we think Bobby has any shot at the Drivers' Championship?
Northy is so mean to me all the time, so I'm gonna say no. Just out of spite.
Josh, what about you? He's not mean to you, I don't think.
Oh, Bobby's been around a while. He's got some experience. It's just all a matter if he can put it together. So
Definitely a driver to watch. It should be exciting. We'll move on to the Aston Martin team. Yeah.
Sandbagging, bitch.
Okay, wow. Fuzz going right in. We have Ryan and Lunar Jedi. Ryan was down in tier 3. Used to be in tier 1. Now he's just making his rounds and decided to join tier 2. And then Lunar Jedi, I will say he was very close to making tier 1. He was one of the drivers we strongly considered. He's brand new, had a lot of pace, but he was one of the ones on the fringe who we almost placed into tier 1. What are the expectations? Do we think constructors? Do we think either of these drivers are going to win Drivers' Championship?
This might be the strongest on paper team, right?
It's a solid team. They're definitely up there. What about you, Josh?
be right back.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, Ryan used to be a tier 1 driver and he used to score consistent points. He has a race win in tier 1. So I think he has a shot. We'll have to see Lunar Jedi in action, I think, before we can really say he's a contender for the title. But just based on the pace and what we saw in preseason testing, I think he's got a really good shot. We'll move on to the next team, Ferrari. Tier 2 Ferrari, or junior team. They probably don't want to be called that, but it's too bad. We have now seeing who's in the team. I guarantee you they don't want to be called our junior team. But we have Zyg and we have PWR_Grim_Reefer. They were teammates last year in the Mercedes, and now they are teammates again, moving teams to the Ferrari. So we'll have to find out why they wanted to move teams. I think they could have chosen the Mercedes. So we'll maybe get some background info on that. But I think both of them, where did they finish? Like 5th and 6th? They were close in the standings. They're both top 10 in the tier 2 standings, were they not? Zyke himself, 2 seasons ago, came down to the final race with a shot to win the tier 2 title. Was that close to being promoted? So I think. Go ahead.
Zyke used to be good at one point.
Okay, not where I thought you were going with that, but yeah, Zyg, I think again has to be considered one of the names in the mix for the driver's title. I think Grim shows is good race pace, more so than quality pace, but again, he's always scoring a handful of points. Someone was saying a few weeks ago that is a kind of driver. He reminds me of like Team Money in Tier 1. Where he just always seems to be in 6th, 5th place. I'm not quite sure how we got there, but yeah, just consistent, solid racing. So a solid pair, and I think, yeah, they have a good opportunity to score some really good points. We'll move on to the Haas team, Haas. And again, another brand new team. This team entirely new to Zenith Online Racing. We have Little General Dash Mate, and we have TRRL_Ace Edge.
Australian
a lot of
contingent
unknowns.
in tier 2.
Say that again.
This is the new Australian contingent in tier 2.
Which one of them is Australian? Are they both?
Take a wild guess. Let's general.
Little General. Is Mate native to Australia? I always associate it with like the UK. Regardless, though, yeah, there we go. Another Aussie. Glad to have him on board. I think that brings our total to what, like 4, 5 scattered throughout the Discord. Well, Brent is still in there.
Oh yeah. If you consider all the old people, like actively just 3.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
there could be. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, entirely new team. We'll have to see where they can place. I really don't know what to expect from either of them. I'd assume both of them probably have to have points, finishing hopes. I don't know if either of them expects to win. Maybe they do. Maybe that is their aspirations. We'll have to see. But yeah, a lot up in the air for this team here. We'll move on though. We'll go to the McLaren team. It's some more familiar faces. Hightower and Soy Loco. I think this would be their 3rd season now paired together. Their 2nd season in a row in the McLaren, I believe, as well, right? Or were they in the Mercedes last year? I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but Hightower actually outscored Soy last season. I'm sure he'll be looking to replicate that, and I think Soy is just going to hope to finish some more races. Obviously, we all know he's got some pace, especially over one lap. He consistently puts in good qualifying times, but yeah, just got to make sure he can kind of keep it on track and score those solid points throughout the year. Because I think the two of them definitely have a good team, a solid team, one that should be on the higher end of the grid there. What do you guys think? Yeah, there we go. Confirmation that they were both in McLaren. So some consistency. Zach Brown says, let's bring them back. Let's improve on what we did so far. What about you, Fuzz? What are your expectations?
Hightower did well in another league that I was in, so I expect big things. And Soiloko is a proud winner of a constructors championship in Tier 1. Carried the team himself at one point. So
yeah, there you go. So
I can repeat that.
Back to page 1 of the record books in season 1. Soy carried some no-name driver named Puff Digital to constructors title in the Williams. So Soy will be looking to replicate that and bring himself back to some glory here. That was a throwback. Wow.
I'm just being nice to the Tier 1 stewards.
Were you even here yet?
I've been here since season 1. I was joined a little late.
Have you?
Yeah.
All right.
C and I joined mid season. Like Britain was our first race, right? Yeah. We did, yeah. We finished 1-2 quite a few times in that season. Good times.
I don't remember any of them. I don't remember any of those. I remember you spun in Germany, and from first place.
I almost fucking destroyed you in Germany. If I had half a lap more, I would have passed you. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's
move on. Mercedes team now. Oh yeah, another real strong team here. We have another one of those PowerPoint guys. PowerPoint Jesper this time. Teamed with Leclerc. Very, very solid chance, I think, for constructors. And I think Leclerc and Jesper have a pretty good shout at the drivers as well. Yeah, that is a strong team. One that jumps out. What do you think, Buzz?
Yeah, Jasper. I mean, I feel like both of these have like Tier 1 level pace on their day, so I would expect them to be near the front usually.
Yeah, Leclerc was another one of those drivers in consideration for Tier 1. Almost made it to Tier 1, so I would be shocked to see if he wasn't near the front of the grid towards the end of the season, near the top of the standings. So yeah, that's a really strong team. I don't really have too much to add about that. I think Jesper had 2 or 3 wins. He joined pretty late last year in Tier 2, so a few wins for him, and he'll be looking to build off of that. Yeah, let's move on to the Red Bull team. 2 more teams here. Yeah, wow, this one here too actually have a really good shot. I could see both these drivers fighting for the drivers, and I mean the two of them combined in one team definitely have a chance at the constructors. So we have a lot of really strong teams here in Tier 2. A lot of them really do, I think if things go their way, do have a real legitimate shot. I know Sam was, I believe, 3rd or 4th last year in the standings in Tier 2. An Asylum, again, kind of prone to crashing, but if he can improve on that and that consistency, his pace towards the end was quite rapid. I know there was a few races that I had commentated on where he was pushing for race wins before he had a little incident or a spin or whatever it may be. So I think, yeah, each of them have a really good chance to win the drivers, and yeah, combine them, and it could be the constructors right there. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they're a pretty strong shout. Clearly, two very quick drivers. They were in consideration for Tier 1 as well. So, yeah,
Yeah, he
consistency
was
will
another
be good.
driver
So,
who we had in Tier 1, I think, for about like 20 or 30 minutes there on Friday night. Very close to making the cut. So I think he should be on pace alone. He has to be one of the front runners, but yeah, we'll just see if he can keep it on track and if he can kind of convert that pace into actual like points, wins, and definitely podiums. So a lot of in the chat, PWR guys, maybe some drama. Asylum not teamed up with Jesper. Who knows? Some infighting perhaps.
let's move on.
PWR.
Let's go a little quicker. We spend like 40 minutes on just the first two tiers. Let's go a little faster because people are waiting for the calendar.
All right, Fuzz is giving me the hurry up. The producer is giving me the hurry up. Last team, Williams, Shelley, and Denmark. Okay, wow. I think these guys as well have a really good shot here. I don't know if Drivers' Championship maybe, but Shelley and Denmark had a fantastic battle in the second eval race. At the front of that, battling for 1 and 2, and they actually pulled away from the pack while they were battling. So maybe Silverstone was a good track for each of them, but yeah, a lot of potential there. I see like 3 or 4 teams here who I wouldn't be surprised if they won the constructors, and I mean I can pick a handful of drivers who I think have a really good shot at the drivers. So Tier 2 is
Yeah, not Bobby
really
though.
really strong. Not Bobby though. No, okay. Everyone but Bobby has a shot at the drivers' championship here in Tier 2. So it should be a really good season. I think this will end up being perhaps our most competitive grid, top to bottom. So really excited for Tier 2. We'll move on, and we'll look at Tier 3 now. Our final tier. A lot of returning drivers, a lot of familiar faces, and we'll see some new ones as well. Jump right in. We'll go a little quick here. But again, yes, we have the Alfa Romeo team. So for them, we'll have S7 underscore Baba Yaga and R4M underscore Full Throttle. Baba Yaga, I think, was he 4th, 3rd in the championship in the standings last year, the final standings. So 6th. So he showed pace at some tracks. He's got he's got a chance for some podiums, and if he can just up his pace a little bit, I think not a bad show for the drivers. Full Throttle, he'll be looking to score some points and improve on his season last year. So I think a solid team in Alfa Romeo. Should be good for points, I think, most weeks there. Jump to the Alpha Tauri. And we have a returning driver, the Captain 87, and Quaminator, I believe, who was reserved for us last season in Tier 2. Moved now to Tier 3 with a full-time seat, and hopefully, in Tier 3 he can really show his pace and kind of, get into the habit of scoring some consistent points. I think the Captain only had like a few points, only a handful last season, so 1 point. So there you go. A lot of room for improvement. And it should be exciting. I think the two of them paired together, hopefully, will be another solid team. Go to the Alpine. Yeah, back in the Alpine again. They were kind of my favorite team to watch in Tier 3 last season, just because of
They were
how close they were
sorry.
with one another.
Yeah, they were like one of the most balanced teams in Tier 3. They were like the Red Bull of the Red Bull of Tier 3 compared to Tier 1.
Yeah, they were consistently, if one would qualify fourth, the other qualified fifth. They seemed to be on the
Yeah.
same amount of points every race. They were always battling. Yeah, probably the most evenly matched, like amongst themselves, team on the grid. And yeah, team again. Both these drivers we strongly considered moving up to Tier 2. I see no reason why they can't fight for the constructors or the drivers, depending on how it works out. I think each of them have had like a pole position. They've both been on the podium.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, really good team. Looking forward to seeing kind of what they can do and if they can improve on a really, really solid season last year. We'll go to the Aston Martin.
Just before we move on, a quick word from our sponsors, Pedialyte Tree Stops. Get that ad revenue.
Is Doc in the chat? He's going to be mad he missed that again.
He's not.
Have you been talking straight for 40 minutes? Do you feel
Yes.
slightly parched? Grab a Pedialyte Freeze Pop and help replenish some lost fluids. Ear defenders? I don't know what that is.
That's an Irish thing. Oh.
Ear defenders? Like earplugs? Are you tired of listening to me talk? Buy ear defenders. And you don't have to sit through this anymore. Next team we have Circe and Pulse. Pulse, I think brand new, correct? Yeah, just
Yes.
joined in the off season here. Circe as well was with us from the end of last season, so I think both drivers slightly maybe off the pace. They'll be looking to improve and kind of just again, as any new driver does, find consistency first and foremost, and then kind of work on finding your pace after that. But you never know what could happen in a race. Late safety car points are always up for grabs, and that's why we race. But yeah, looking forward to the improvement, I think, from Circe, and yeah, looking forward to the impression that Pulse can make in Tier 3 and seeing how each of these drivers can do. Yeah, Ferrari now, Tier 3 Ferrari. This team will be very familiar to anyone who followed Tier 3 last season. We have our returning champ. This was not planned originally, but GP is returning to defend his title. And alongside him, we have Terminal Deity. And the two of them in the same car looking to defend their constructor's title. So I think, they have to be the favorites, right?
Yeah, maybe. I think McLaren have a pretty good shout, when we actually get to McLaren. But because I don't remember how many races GP and Thermal actually won in the second half of the season when we had the more newer people like Costco, Mayo World, etc., and Baba Yaga show up in those races. So it's not going to be easy. So calling them favorites is sure, it's a prediction, but I think it's a very marginal one.
Okay. Do you think GP is going to defend that title? Are we going to see the first ever repeat Tier 3 champion? It's likely never to happen again. So this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity for GP.
It's true, but okay, I'm going to make a bold prediction. GP won't win the title.
Wow. There we go. GP not winning the title. We'll have to see. I don't know. I think he's my favorite until proven otherwise. Consistency of GP. He finishes every race.
I'm not like throwing shade. I just think someone else is gonna take it.
We'll have to see, but yeah, GP Terminal, you guys have a phenomenal opportunity here to repeat both titles and make some ZOR history. We'll move to the Haas team. And another solid team. We have Nicholas Weck, who I think was in the Haas last season, and he was also P4 in the standings. So be interesting to see how he can do. And then teamed up with Grex, who scored a nice handful of points. I think the two of them together will be a solid team. Likely mid-table, but I'm willing to be surprised. And yeah, really solid team here. Yeah, so I'm sure those will be his expectations, right? Get a few podiums. I think he had one, and then retroactively it was removed due to penalties. So he's got pace, and yeah, he should be able to, stay there and hopefully, have a really solid season. Move to the McLaren here, and again, this will be another familiar team for anyone here who's followed Tier 3. We have P2 and P3 from last year's championship. P2 and the constructors combined. It's Jay Kelly and Humble Hippo, the two Aussie mates from Down Under. I think expectations are sky high for this team. I'm sure they'll be absolutely gutted having lost the constructors in the final race of last season. And Jay Kelly was in a pretty commanding lead of the title throughout most of the season there. I think he had a few DNFs towards the end there, which kind of, I wouldn't say he threw it away, but yeah, I mean, definitely swung the momentum in GP's favor. So I think, these two, both of them, got to be favorites for the drivers. Yeah, we'll move on to the Merc. And we have PX Lozzie, a returning driver, and we have Crunchy Chewy Bar, CCB for short. You'll see him in the Discord. I'm not too sure what to expect from these guys. I can't remember if Crunchy Chewy Bar actually raced with us last season. I think he may have done one or two, but I can't really remember his relative pace. PX Lozzie, I think, was able to score points. So being back again, familiarity with the drivers around him in the tier. Hopefully, he'll be able to improve. We got two more teams, guys, and then we'll move on to the calendar. I know that's what everyone's waiting for. But, I want to show everyone a bit of airtime. Were these guys teamed up last season in the Red Bull? We have JJ and Private Jet. Were they in the Aston Martin last season? No? Well, okay. So both returning drivers, new to Red Bull, new to being teammates. I don't know, Tier 3, I find like a lot of the drivers, it's not necessarily pace that separates a Tier 3 driver from a Tier 2 driver, but it's consistency. I think, when you're in Tier 3, depending on your experience, obviously, you can have some pace, you can show some pace, but finishing races and not getting caught up in silly incidents can kind of be the difference between, the bottom half of the standings and the top. So not everyone can be in the top 10, but I think both these drivers have a very good shot at that. And one final team, guys. This will end all three of our tiers into the Spider-Verse. Two very new drivers. It's not a coincidence that they're named after spiders, the two of them. They are indeed, at least acquaintances as far as I know. They requested to be teammates. We have Spider-Man Fan, and we have Untidy Spider.
Basically, the spoiler alert: Toby and Andrew.
There you go. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield teamed up in the Williams. Hopefully they're good sports. We're just messing about. But again, really no expectations. Kind of hard to say where either driver will be. But glad to always get new faces and into Tier 3. And I mean, when you don't have any expectations, you can kind of drive a bit more free and have a bit more fun. So I think, it'll be exciting to see kind of how both of them do and where they finish. There's a lot up in the air in Tier 3. I think, we kind of have our favorites. But again, when I look across the grid and I look at the teams, I don't really see any really weak drivers. I think a lot of guys have opportunities for points, and it should be exciting. Any final words on the rosters there?
No, I'm good.
All right. How can I waste the next 20 minutes or so just to really piss people off? What else can we talk about before we get to the
Maverick because he
calendar?
asked for it.
Oh, if we could talk about our Tier 1 championships in Season 1, 2, and 3 for 20 minutes if you wanted to. I mean, we
There
had
we
an epic.
go. Yeah.
We had an epic.
Go a bit down memory lane.
Yeah.
Season 3
I
came
should
down
have
to the final race.
Yeah.
stewarded Josh
Really exciting
for
stuff.
that bump pass at USA.
That was a clean pass. I don't know what this bump pass stuff is. You better pull out the camera or something because I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, we'll
Don't
jump
know.
we'll jump now to the calendar. Before we spin the wheel of fate, we will reveal which 4 tracks were removed. This obviously was voted on by you guys in the sign up form. So as we did it, you'll see.
Do you want to explain why we
I'll-
did the pots as well too?
Yeah, just a little bit of background. I know we touched on it in the Discord, but I think, it was a pretty big success, honestly, seeing the tracks that were voted out. I think we kind of got the result we were looking for, right? Like, we don't want to see the same tracks voted out over and over again, right? We don't want to see a rotation each season between the same 4 tracks. So, yeah, just a bit of a background. We, took tracks that we thought, were similar in popularity, divvied them up into 4 pots, and this is how you guys voted. We'll reveal them. So the track removed from pot 1 is Spain. So no Spain, guys, just to let you know, these 4 tracks here are tracks that were eliminated. We will not be racing these tracks this season. So Spain was the one voted out from pot 1. I can't remember the other tracks in that pot.
So part 1 was okay. I can walk through this. So part one was Bahrain, France, Hungary, and Spain. And
Bahrain,
Spain
France.
won out by quite a narrow margin. It was 29 votes to 26 out of a total of 82 responses.
I'd assume Hungary was second in that pot.
Yeah. Spain had 29 votes and Hungary was 26 votes. Yeah, Hungary is great. I don't know why 26 people voted to eliminate it, but oh well.
France and Bahrain, I think, are just kind of like mid tracks, right? No one really.
Yeah, no one
them,
really.
but
like,
I don't think anyone
loves
really
them or hates
likes
them.
them. Yeah. So
I think these spots were good because, like, very evidently, like, I'm looking at all the stats now, and they were very close. Like, the voting for pot 3 was insanely close between 3 tracks. So
yeah, well, Fuzz, why don't you tell us what 4 tracks were in pot 2 before we reveal which one got voted?
Sure. Pot 2 had Abu Dhabi, Azerbaijan, China, and Monaco. No extra points for guessing which one got eliminated.
I think this one will be a little bit obvious. It's just the way that Monaco is. It's always going to be voted out when it's an option, I feel. Maybe one year we'll be surprised, but yes, Monaco has been removed. We will not be racing Monaco this season. I'm sure. I think it had like about 50% of the vote or something like that.
Yes, 48.8% of the vote. Yeah, basically 40 votes out of a total of 82. So pretty much half the people voted out Monaco.
Yeah, Monaco was kind of always the one that was going to get voted out there. I don't know. Good riddance. I don't care.
I mean, I voted for China, but it's fine.
I can't be bothered doing it. Pot 3, Fuzz. This was our closest one by far.
Yes,
this vote was insane.
It was tight. So pot 3 had Austria, Belgium, Brazil, and Britain. And I'm genuinely surprised at the one that actually got eliminated. I would not have expected that.
Well, why don't you tell us the percentages without revealing them?
Yeah, okay. So out of a total of 82 votes, the fourth one, like the lowest votes was 14. The second lowest was 21, then 22, and 25 votes. So it was literally within just 4 votes out of a total of 82. So 5% margin of error, and this track got eliminated.
Yeah,
was Austria.
throw it up there, RC. Austria. So it was going back and forth between Austria,
Belgium, and Austria.
Yeah. So no, we said Austria twice. So it was Brazil, right? Was the other one, or Britain?
Yeah, Brazil. Yeah, Brazil and Belgium and Britain. So Belgium was the third highest, surprisingly. Belgium was in the lead at one point. Belgium was like getting voted out early on. So Belgium had 21 votes, Brazil had 22 votes, and Austria had 25. And Britain was the lowest at 14.
Yeah. So my plan to get Spa voted out almost worked. I almost convinced enough of you. We'll try again next season, guys. We'll get rid of Spa one day. Josh, I don't know. How do you feel? You're an Austria fan. Do you care?
I really liked Austria. I was really surprised that many people wanted to vote Austria out. That one is one that caught me off guard. I thought it would be between Brazil and Belgium, but the people have spoken. So
yeah, I was surprised too. Honestly, Austria. I thought people would enjoy it because it's a relatively easy track and generally produces good racing. So I was surprised I got voted. For the record, voted for Britain. I don't like that track that much. So anyway,
yeah, I'm a little surprised at Austria. I think maybe the thing that throws people off is the penalties. The track limits are probably the most frustrating here. Either here or Canada. It's very, very annoying. But and it's just we paired it against 4 other strong tracks, right? I think Spa was always going to be a tough sell to get rid of.
And that's what we wanted, because probably pot 3, none of those tracks would have been getting eliminated if we give everybody the chance to vote on all the other tracks. So it's nice to see a variety of tracks being omitted because of that too. So
yeah, I mean, if we
coming
did
up
it
with
in
this
our
format. Sorry.
Yeah, shout out to Doth. Yes, thank you. I mean, if we did it in our old format, pot 2, all 4 tracks in there would have just been eliminated. So it's a nice change here. We'll go to the last one, Fuzz. What tracks were in pot 4?
Pot 4 were Australia, Canada, Italy, and USA. So this one, again, I feel like it's a surprising result. Australia got eliminated with 30 votes. Canada was the second with 22, USA with 21, and Italy with the lowest votes, which was me.
Yeah, so no Australia for our 3 Australian drivers we have racing this season.
I don't know what we got to do to get rid of Canada. That's all I got to say.
I swear to God, Canada should have been eliminated, and I feel like Italy. People have forgotten how bad Italy was with the curbs this game. So
yeah,
I mean, I'm not surprised it didn't get eliminated, but it's just.
I'm surprised at how many people voted for USA. Honestly, when it was looking at the results, RC hates it, but I didn't realize people didn't like it. I guess looking at it, I thought it would have been Australia or Canada, but I'm surprised Australia kind of really ran away with it.
Yeah.
Canada is just the most annoying track to drive.
It is. It's just a straight. It's just like a long straight with like 5 chicanes and 1 hairpin.
Yeah, it's and the time penalties there are just atrocious. I don't know. Austria and Canada are the worst 2 tracks I think for track limits, but there we have it, guys. The 4 tracks that got eliminated by you guys. So if you're all mad, blame yourselves. This is actually this is all your fault. Maybe you guys could have planned it a bit better. I don't know, but this is your fault. So yes, goodbye Spain, Monaco, Austria, and Australia. With those 4 out of the way, we will move now to the Wheel of Fate.
This is what everyone's been waiting for. It's the grand finale.
We will randomly determine our race schedule for next season. This is brand new to everyone. We, the admin team, have no idea what's going to happen here. So this is, this is live and just random as we can possibly do it.
Yeah. We're not doing that. I thought everyone was gonna yell out, but oh well.
Mexico.
There we go. Race 1, Mexico. Start practicing now, guys. We now have our first race. Spin again, RC. Let's rip through them. Let's let's see what we get as it begins to take form. We can chat about it a bit more. Track 2, Baku.
Oh,
I really like Baku.
yeah.
That's always producing good racing in my opinion. So a lot of challengings there.
I just want to take a quick moment to say thanks to big shout out to RC and Sam for the sick graphics. I think I really like them this year. Not that I've not liked them in the past, but these are just, I feel like we've just elevated a little bit this year. So I really like these new ones. So
Yeah.
Sam's a legend. RC saying Sam's a legend if anyone can't hear because it's not might not be on
Yeah.
screen.
Really good job. I mean, the two of them really set up this whole thing for us. So yeah, big shout out Sam. Obviously not in the party, but RC as well. Even though you guys can't hear him, he is spinning the wheel right now. So be nice to him. Here we go. Track 3. Imola. I hate this track. I wish we could have voted it out. I can't stand it.
It's a
we couldn't have.
It's a tough one to learn. It's not a wide track at all. You really got to be paying attention at this track.
Yeah, it's not fun. We've raced it in a different league, or at least I did, and yeah, it was just atrocious. Did not enjoy it. Maybe I'm sick that week, so we'll see. Yeah, round 4.
Sure. I feel like people are going to be mad at
Stop. Russia. Nice. I like Russia as a track. I think it's a ton of fun to drive. I was surprised at how many votes it got last season.
I think it's a track in real life that doesn't produce a lot of good racing, but in on the game, I think it produces a lot of good league racing. I think it's an underrated track.
Definitely. I just don't know why you would dislike it. It's maybe a little like ugly to look at, but
the track limits can be strict at Russia, so that's
yeah,
probably one of the reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll spin again. We got Russia again. So there we go,
good
guys.
on Russia twice.
Race 5 will be Russia.
Oh,
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. There we go. Race 5.
Yeah, I feel like people are going to hate the first 5 races. I feel like we're going to have 10 drivers in the first 5 races.
Yeah, this is not.
Yep, I see.
Oh,
Mexico.
so you're going to have to manually do it.
That. Yep.
Okay, take your time.
They had Mexico, Azerbaijan, Imola, Russia, and Abu Dhabi.
Apology. Yeah, rough start to the season. Can't really say I like any of these tracks. I like Russia, but I don't really like any of the other ones.
Can I show up after the first break week?
No, Ferrari. We got to get out to a strong start. Easy points these first few weeks.
Oh, he's fun again. And it's offset. Britain.
That should calm people down, huh?
I guess.
There we go. It's a nice track, solid track. I don't think anyone particularly hates it, do they?
What is this calendar? I blame Fuzz. What the fuck do you think I'm doing? I'm not even spinning the wheel. I'm literally just sat here watching like everyone else.
Did you click modify the wheel so it takes those tracks out of the wheel? Okay.
Fuzz wants us to have bad tracks. So it's your trash. I can't help it.
Yeah.
And it's Britain again.
Belgium, let's go! Finally. Finally, there's a good track on the calendar. So okay, I'm showing up at race straight up.
At least the second half of the season will be good.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about the first few races. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be a bloodbath. It could be a wonky standings the first few weeks.
They say it is Italy. Who,
There you go. Oh, that's like real life.
Yeah.
Spot a Monza. Then we
two good tracks.
break for summer.
I mean,
we break for
the
summer
track is
before
good.
that.
We
Eh.
do break before. We break after race 5, don't we? I mean, we haven't announced that yet. I think we break after race 5.
We might. I can't remember. Yeah, spin again. Here's our first 8, guys. Take a mental image. We'll show them again at the end, obviously, but we'll move on now. But yeah, there we have it. Our first 8 races: Mexico, Baku, Imola, Russia, Abu Dhabi, Britain, Belgium, and Monza. So yeah, start practicing Mexico.
Brazil. That's not a bad track. It always
Race-
produces good races as well.
Yeah, race 9. We have Brazil. Jin says you need to set to eliminate picks. I think he's trying.
Yeah,
to.
I still
think
see.
it's-
I
it's-
still see Russia, Imola, and stuff in the wheel. Okay. No worries.
Race
We can just
10.
spin again if we land on that.
We have China.
I fucking hate this track as well.
Good thing we didn't set it
I
to
do.
a kid-friendly stream. We got us demonetized, Buzz. Jesus. Yes, China. Everyone hates it for some reason. I don't know why. It's a perfectly fine track. On to Japan after that, though, which we were missing last season.
Oh
so,
yeah, Japan. Yeah, Japan. People voted out because I think at the start we requested time trials at Japan, and people realized it was really bad with the the handling on this game and the curbs. But
yeah.
it's honestly improved a fuck ton after the updates, after the handling model updates. So I feel like Japan has also always produced really, really good races, even though it's a little difficult to overtake here. It's always been fun to drive. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it's a super fun track. It's always been one of my favorites. I was shocked it was voted out last season, so I'm pretty happy that it was. We'll be back there again this season. Spin again though. We'll find out race 12.
Italy, Italy's already done, so gonna spin again. or
Monza
something.
again.
You see that modify wheel button? Try hitting the modify wheel button. See it.
It doesn't. Yeah, so it's basically not refreshing the wheel. Okay, Zanvo, we can go with that.
Oof.
I feel like towards the end it might be issue. We might have issues where we'll have to keep spinning over and over.
Rex, Jeddah will be on this calendar. All the new tracks will be. But yes, it was Zandvoort race 12. I don't know. I've never really enjoyed Zandvoort.
It's me.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi is done. Oh, there we go.
There
I
we
had to click
go.
apply wheel changes. There you go, RC. You figured it
There
out.
you go.
Impressed.
Good job. Good job, Richard.
It's only taken us about half the calendar, but that's okay. A bit more. Bahrain.
I like Bahrain.
Eh.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I do too. I actually do find it's a fantastic track to actually race on.
Yeah.
Good overtaking, and I mean, aside from those 2 awful corners, yeah, it's a solid track.
I think the only downfall of that track is that double left at 9 and 10 there before you
Yeah,
get the DRS straight. That is one of the hardest corners to get, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it's a pain. It kind of throws. Without that corner, if they just made it a little nicer, it would be one of the favorite tracks, I think.
Josh, the thing is, it's not that bad if you know how to drive. So if you just get good, it might be okay.
There we go. We have Portimao.
I'm kidding.
Race 14. Everyone hated this track in time trial, probably just because it's new. Out of the new tracks, though, I think it's my favorite between this Jeddah and Imola. I think I've enjoyed Portimao the most. I have no pace there, but it's a fun track. Comes at you fast.
Oh, imagine. Oh no, I will quit.
USA race 15. Should we pause for a second? Do you guys want to take bets on what the last track will be here? We have Singapore,
are
Saudi
the
Arabia,
options?
Hungary, Canada, and France. None of
Oh
those are
my God.
particularly good.
I hope it's Hungary. I like Hungary the most out of all of those, so I hope it's Hungary. But if it's
I hope
Canada
it's.
or
I like Singapore or France. I like Hungary
yeah,
too. I guess.
Singapore, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind Singapore. Holy shit, if it's Canada, I'm not showing up for the last race. I'm trying to go.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. Josh, what do you think's the last one?
I'm gonna go with. I'm just gonna think Saudi Arabia, just being a new track. That's gonna be the last one to get off the list, apparently.
That's probably what it's gonna be.
France is next.
Yeah, France, number
Okay,
16.
none of us picked France, surprisingly, so it's interesting that it got taken. So all of our picks are still surviving.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be
What did RC
Singapore.
pick?
No, you pick one.
RC picked Saudi Arabia. Josh picked Saudi Arabia. Prof picked Singapore. I picked Hungary. So no, fuck. If it's gonna be Canada now, isn't it? Oh, thank
No,
God.
race number 17 will be Canada. Um, 3 more races left, guys, and then we are
By week
set
17, I
with
can
our
feel myself
calendar.
being sick here, so
500
it's not
doubloons.
feeling
That
well already.
Singapore is the finale.
We have
Oh,
Hungary, race number 18. This next spin
that's
will
not confirmed.
decide 19 and 20, guys.
It's gonna be
Here we
Saudi
go.
or Singapore. I feel like everyone's gonna hate the end of the season regardless.
And it's
Oh,
Saudi Arabia to end the season. Race 19 will be Singapore. A brand new track, Saudi Arabia. We're probably going to get like 7 people turning out for the final race.
3
In every
points.
tier.
You know, but it's those points for those last races count just as much as those first races as well too. So it's,
That's true.
I mean, every race is important.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
that's if like Jin or Packer or whoever or Sharpshooter haven't run away with it until before the last race.
yeah, we'll have to see kind of what the title fights are looking at, like coming down towards the end of that season there. But if I'm top 10, I'll probably just sit out that final week. We'll have to see.
Can we
I'm
just
just kidding.
cancel the race
It'll be
now?
fun. I've heard it's a fun track to drive. Obviously,
Never
in
driven
real
it.
life, it was
Yeah, I've never
kind of a
driven the
mess.
Jeddah track in the game at all, so I'll probably have to learn it. Yeah, to do
I drove it
20
once on
weeks.
Beer League, um, 5 lappers, and I
I
swear
wrote it
every
down.
5 laps there was new races or new corners rather.
People are calling for re-rolling the entire calendar. How's that going to help? The tracks are still going to be there.
Yeah, you guys just have to realize you just don't like things. Okay,
You just
you
like to
guys have to
complain.
realize. Yeah, you just all like to complain. Okay, guys. You know, every track. Oh, I hate this track. Someone pipes up. Oh, I hate this track.
Yeah, look at Maverick posting his entire review of the calendar that nobody asked for.
What? Say that again.
Maverick posted an entire review of the calendar that nobody asked for. He's like, round 1, shoot me. Round 2, 3, happy. Round 4, shoot me. Round 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, happy. Round 8, shoot me twice. Okay.
There we go. Yeah, you guys can all leave your calendar reviews in the chat. Everyone's mad that I said they don't like things too. Prove me wrong, guys. Prove me wrong. I think RC is just working up a final version of the calendar here, which will flash on the screen when he's got that done.
Yep.
Oh,
So
Josh,
I'm just
read.
curious how many people are sweating Mexico already. That's all I want to know.
It's not 6:30 on Monday yet, so not
Yeah,
yet.
that's fair. What did you need, RC? So no
The
problem.
order,
So
yeah.
yeah, race 1 will be Mexico. 2 will be Baku or Azerbaijan. 3 will be Imola. 4 Russia. 5 will be Abu Dhabi. 6 Great Britain. 7 Belgium. 8 Italy. Monza, I should say. 9 Brazil. 10 China. 11 Japan. 12 the Netherlands. 13 Bahrain, 14 Portugal, 15 USA. You need to hold on.
Go slower. RC is 89 years old. He takes time to type.
Bahrain. 13 is Bahrain. 14 is Portugal. 15 USA. 16 is France. 17 is Canada. 18 is Hungary. 19, the penultimate, is Singapore, followed by Saudi Arabia to wrap it up.
There we go. I see a few questions about what race the preseason race will be at. So just a heads up, guys, this week, starting tomorrow, we'll be doing, I don't know, I guess, can we call it preseason again?
Yeah, preseason.
We'll be
right?
doing a practice, tier 1, 2, and 3. You guys will all run on your proper nights in your proper teams. And you guys will vote.
Good.
You'll vote for whichever track out of the eliminated ones you want to race on. So it'll be between Spain, Monaco, Austria, and Australia. So whatever one you guys choose, we'll run that same one for all 3 tiers. So we'll post that tomorrow. You guys can vote, and then whatever you pick, we'll run that for all 3. So and
Nice.
then now you can see the calendar on your screen with all the dates. This is just the starting week, so individual ones will be made for each tier. But you can see there it is in all its glory. Go to the Discord, guys. Let us know what you think. I don't really have too much else to add. Do you guys?
No.
Oh, I think that's it. The schedule showing the dates. There's 4 break weeks in there, kind of spaced evenly throughout the season. Just
to point out, there's basically one break week every month. So there's one on the 14th of Feb, because obviously we all have, relationships and shit. Says me. There's a break on the 14th of March. There is one on the 18th of April. So the dates I'm naming are Mondays. So that whole week will be off for all 3 tiers. Then there is one on the 30th of May. And then there's none until the end of the season. So 27 June, the week of 27 June, so the 29th of June on Wednesday will probably be our final race of the season, with tier 3 wrapping up. And this is just obviously a tentative calendar we designed to keep in mind with the release of the next game. And obviously we don't have a lot to go off of other than last year's game release, and last year it released around July. So assuming it releases mid-July again, we'll have just a couple weeks of off season, and before the new game comes out, and we start sweating the shit out of that. So yeah, that's that.
Yeah, it'll be I guess to anyone who's brand new, next season we won't do this whole show. It'll just be the calendar, the actual race calendar, the F1 calendar. We always do that. For every game, we'll do 2 seasons. First one is just straightforward. The second season is when we do all this fun stuff. But yeah, if anyone's still here in the chat, thanks, guys. Always quite a bit of fun. Hope it was a fun little Sunday evening for you all. And yeah, the rosters and the calendar, they'll all be posted in the Discord in case you weren't able to watch live. But yeah, thanks everyone, and thanks to the other admins for setting this all up. Thank you to Sam for helping with the graphics one last time, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch of other people to thank. But yeah, good luck everyone, and should be an exciting season.
You thank me. You can't say that on stream, RC.
RC's muted.
RC just called me the N-word. It was the N.
He called him a nonce. All right, everyone, don't. Yeah, was you nonce. All right, let's end the stream there. Thank you, everyone, and yeah, have a good evening.